I have a story, but few people have the courage to listen to it because it's a sad story, one that doesn't have a happy ending, yet. I say yet because I still have hope. I have a dream. The story people tend to want to believe about shelter animals is that we somehow deserve to be abandoned, that we are bad pets who failed our families. Add to that the stereotypes of dogs like me, dogs you call pit bulls, and the misconceptions multiply fast. For sure, I must have been a fighting dog, or I attacked people and small dogs on the street. Of course, none of that is true. I knew love in the arms of a human once. Like a lot of my abandoned animal friends, I was born in a backyard. I only briefly knew my mother, as I was sold to a family at a very young age. The sadness I felt for the loss of my mother was replaced with love from my new family, who had 2 young girls who adored me. As I grew older, so did the girls. My dog bed moved from the bedroom to the living room, and then from the living room to the backyard. Eventually, the girls rarely came out to play with me. One day, I thought something extraordinary was happening. I had somehow earned what dogs love most, a ride in the car, with the windows rolled down and my owner in the seat next to me. But when we got to where we were going, my instincts and the barking told me to run. As we entered the shelter, I stayed glued to my owner's leg, tail between my legs, taking comfort in having her next to me. But then she handed my leash to a stranger, and I panicked. I couldn't bear this place without her. As they dragged me away from my owner, I realized that they were leaving me at the shelter. I waited and waited and waited and hoped they would return for me. After months in a small kennel, watching people pass by, I accepted my reality. They were not coming back. One day I recognized my number being discussed, and I was excited because all the others who got this call never returned. They must have been adopted. But when I was moved to another wing of the shelter, it hit me like a ton of bricks. This was the end of the road for me. This was it. Only briefly would I know or give love. At least I had experienced it once. And then, miraculously, somebody came for me. At the very last hour, my life was spared by a complete stranger. A volunteer from Old Yeller came and got me and brought me to the rescue. At the rescue, I get fed, walked, loved, and played with. They have big yards for me to run around in and other dogs to roam around with. And here's where my story differs from that of many other shelter animals. A lot of them don't get adopted or rescued. So while this is not my forever home, I'm alive. I'm alive! Sure, at the end of every day I'm left alone again, feeling lonely and cold. But I keep dreaming. I keep dreaming that a family will bring me home someday and keep me forever. And I hear good things are happening in our community, thanks to all the people who love animals and want to make a difference for us. In addition to the many lives Old Yeller Ranch Rescue is saving and caring for, Care for Paws is working hard to reduce pet overpopulation and keep animals in their homes. Care for Paws offers free spay-neuter services to low-income pet owners and owners of pit bull-type dogs, and they also provide several other programs, all for free, to intervene so that pets don't have to be separated from their owners and end up abandoned. A big part of it is education. What if my family had been able to learn how to better provide for me? Or better yet, how to not bring me home in the first place if they are not committed to me for life. Care for Paws creates awareness in the community about what it takes to be a loving, responsible pet owner. Every year, Care for Paws helps thousands of pet owners and animals in need in Santa Barbara County. And as a result, there are fewer animals in the shelters. But Care for Paws and Old Yeller Ranch Rescue have a lot of work left to do. And we need your help to make a difference on a large scale. If all of us in this community work together, we can make our dream a reality. I have a dream. I have a dream that all animals will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by their breed or the color of their coat, but by the love and loyalty in their heart. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day humans will not give up on nor abandon their animals, for they shall see us as equals, companions, and family. And when I get my home, my family, when hearts open up and let me in, I will give unconditional love from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city. We will be able to speed up that day when all animals, dogs and cats, mice and rats, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old dog spiritual. Loved at last, loved at last. Thank God Almighty, we are loved at last.